Assalamualaikum and a very pleasant morning to everyone. Thank you, moderator. Here I would like to share my research topics which entitled Perception on Penan's Oral Language among Local Community at Batu Bungan, Mulu, Sarawak, Malaysia. The Penan are a minority tribe known for their traditionally nomadic life and have the knowledge of navigation in the jungle of high intellectual value. Oral Secret Sign Language is a medium that has been used to communicate in the forest among Penan community. This indigenous knowledge that is an element of the Penan culture and heritage that can be preserved so that it doesn't become extinct due to the passage of time. Penan community in Mulu was settled in Batu Bungan and Long Iman in the early 90s, which prompted the government to establish several accesses to public facilities to them. Tourism also has boosted development in Mulu and indirectly provides many benefits to Penan's livelihood in Batu Bungan. However, this indigenous knowledge, which is part of their culture, are slowly not practiced and lost due to the change of lifestyle. Oroo is a threatened language and identified as a living cultural heritage that has high potential to be promoted in World Heritage Site Mulu. However, the local level appreciation on their cultural elements is a question that would have implication for this language to become extinct imminently. Thus, the study aims to examine perceptions on the importance of oral language among their community at Batu Bungan. This study was conducted at Batu Bungan, Mulu, Sarawak, Malaysia in April 2021. It has received official permission to conduct research from SFC and University Ethics Committee for Research Involving Humans, which is JKUPM. Basically the Sarawak government initiated the settlement in the early 90s as a service center to bring the Penans out of their nomadic way of life and to facilitate assistance to them. Respondents' information sheet, which contains relevant components to be assessed, were disseminated, and the informed consent was obtained from the respondents in the study under the same form. This exploration was conducted through a qualitative approach with personal interview with two Penans who are tribal chief and both men who lived at the settlement. They were identified as key informants due to their active involvement and ground in the community. The narrative then was analyzed by thematic analysis deductively to elucidate their views on importance of oral language in their community.
Surat Penan beri ame itu oron. Moro lah ame manutada ame teh kemah pelakau nah ame jam-jam. Inah kah pun sekolah telah jam nurat. Inah lah kah ame pakai oron. Tapi inah adik beri mana ame itu tak.
Kerti rahun itu
Kerti on ame barangan ke inah adik.
Ya, sebab dia adat, memang adat kan. Memang masih dipahami lah, cuma jarang digunakan. Sebab Oroo ialah macam bahasa dulu. Bahasa macam satu tanda yang kalau kita nak jalan, contoh lah saya nak pergi sana, saya buat tanda begini, anak panah begini, itu Oroo. Tetapi sebab kami anak-anak sekarang ni pandai sudah menulis, so senang. Kalau kami nak pergi sana, dia kami tulis. Ini adalah cara lain.
Oral language as a medium of communication in the forest. The arrangement of the twigs and leaves describes the combination of words in a sentence where the message can be translated if the individual understands each word that is trying to be conveyed. oral language as a cultural element and less practical to use nowadays. Similarly, based on the study by Plima et al., it was found that the language has disappeared and is no longer used by the younger generation among Penans in Long Lamai since they were settled. Language is poorly understood among average younger generation. It is because they have received a formal education in school and can read and write well. Thus, the importance of mastering the oral language has become less significant for them. The language is rarely used and is considered an ancient language.
Macam anak muda sekarang pandai ke dia?
Oh tidak.
Tidak.
Kalau yang dalam tahun 90-an ini, saya ini lahir 1969.
Cik belajar daripada
Bapak saya. Ini masih sempat lagi ikut bapak saya cari sagu.
Oh,
dalam hutan.
sagu.
Tebang pokok susah. Tak ada lah. Sekarang tak ada.
Tak ada kelas lah, macam kelas ke ajar, tak ada. Itu sendirilah.
Otomatik pandai.
Otomatik
Kalau orang
pandai.
dalam hutan, berapa dia punya anak, semua memang pandai.
Okay, informal lessons from elder generation. Ketu was explaining the basic oral language here, which indicates that Penang community uses twigs and leaves to form a specific signal that carries certain messages, which it clearly explained that a middle-aged generation is good at the oral language. It further to support the statement of K1 that the middle-aged generation can still understand the language very well as compared to young-aged generation. Okay. Younger generation knowledge and practices. K2 also informed that their previous lives were more difficult and younger generation is lack of interest to go into the forest. Some were afraid to go into the forest, unlike the middle-aged generation who had experienced and were trained for it. Furthermore, as mentioned by K1, words have become the primary medium of communication in society nowadays, and it affects the oral language to be less important. The times and lifestyle slowly changed, and they adapted to the new situation. Indirectly, formal education and socio-economic factors caused this transformation to take place. Due to the pandemic, the tourism sector has stagnated for a while. As a result, local people have lost their source of income due to the lack of tourists. Okay. K1 also stated that a handful of villagers are chosen to stay in the forest to avoid COVID-19 virus infection. The increasing number of cases every day is likely to cause many individuals to move to the forest, where we can see on the positive side they can spend time together in the forest. This further strengthens the family bond, and indirectly they engage in traditional lifestyle that practiced by earlier generation. It is possible that young age generation to have the opportunity to learn and experience the oral language from the middle-aged generation. Okay, most young generation didn't understand the language due to some factors. They perceived that Oroo has less significance towards their life, while middle-aged community has at least basic knowledge of Oroo from their self-experience with old-age generation in the forest. The language is threatened with extinction due to its significant declining speakers. In this effort, it is suggested that the language should be documented through interactive publications such as books and brochures so that tourists know this cultural heritage of the Penan tribe are unique in Malaysia. It is recommended to relevant stakeholders to take actions in preserving this intangible and unique cultural heritage by promoting this element as a major tourism product in Mulu, in addition to the biodiversity richness in this world-renowned area. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.